Did you know your healthy morning oatmeal might be secretly sabotaging your energy, metabolism, and even your heart health? Yep, those sweet little add-ins you toss in without thinking could be doing more harm than good. In today's video, we're exposing the 7 hidden dangers lurking in your breakfast bowl. Things most people eat every single day without a clue. If you care about your long-term health, weight goals, or just want to feel better every morning, you'll want to stick around for this. And hey, your like, share, and subscription truly inspire me to make the next video. I sincerely appreciate your love and support. Let's dive in. Number 1. Flavored instant oatmeal packets. Have you ever reached for one of those quick, flavored oatmeal packets in the morning, thinking you're making a smart and healthy choice? After all, oatmeal has been praised for decades as the perfect heart-healthy breakfast. It's warm, it's filling, and it's easy. But what if I told you that the very thing you're relying on to kickstart your day, those convenient little pouches, could actually be sabotaging your health? Here's the shocking truth. Flavored instant oatmeal packets may look innocent, but they often carry a load of ingredients that can do far more harm than good, especially as we age. Most of these packets are laced with hidden sugars, artificial flavors, and preservatives, all wrapped in a neat little package that's marketed as healthy. The label might say maple and brown sugar or apple cinnamon, giving the impression that you're getting something natural and nutritious. But what's really inside? Take a closer look at the nutrition label. You'll often find anywhere from 10 to 18 grams of sugar in a single serving, and that's before you've added anything else like fruit or milk. And the worst part? Much of that sugar comes from refined sources, not natural ones. These kinds of sugars hit your bloodstream fast, causing your blood sugar to spike and then crash shortly after. That roller coaster ride can leave you feeling tired, cranky, and hungry again in just a couple of hours. For seniors especially, this is a dangerous game. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to sugar. Blood sugar control becomes harder, insulin resistance becomes more common, and inflammation creeps up quietly. Starting your morning with a sugary breakfast may not seem like a big deal, but over time, it chips away at your metabolic health, increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and even cognitive decline. But sugar isn't the only villain here. Many flavored oatmeal packets include artificial additives to enhance taste and shelf life. Ingredients like maltodextrin, caramel color, and natural flavor might sound harmless, but they can interfere with your digestion, gut health, and energy levels. Some of these additives have even been linked to increased inflammation, a key contributor to arthritis, fatigue, and a sluggish immune system. And let's talk about fiber. One of the biggest reasons oatmeal is considered healthy is because of its fiber content, especially a type called beta-glucan, which helps lower cholesterol and support heart health. But here's the catch, not all oats are created equal. Flavored instant oatmeal is often heavily processed, which means much of that beneficial fiber is stripped away. You're left with a starchy, sugary mush that gives you a temporary boost but very little lasting nourishment. Now imagine this becoming a daily routine. A quick packet of sugary, fiber-poor oatmeal each morning, year after year. The toll it can take on your body is real, affecting your energy, your weight, your digestion, and your long-term health goals. That's why being aware of what's really inside these healthy options is so important. The good news? Once you understand what's happening behind the scenes, you have the power to make a better choice. You can still enjoy oatmeal, just without the baggage. In upcoming segments, we'll explore delicious ways to make your morning oats genuinely healthy and supportive of your goals. Number 2. Brown sugar or maple syrup overload. Have you ever thought that the sweet drizzle you add to your oatmeal every morning, maybe a spoonful of brown sugar or a splash of maple syrup, is completely harmless? What if that tiny habit is quietly sabotaging your energy, mood, and even your heart health? It sounds unbelievable, right? Sweeteners like brown sugar and maple syrup feel natural and comforting. They make your oatmeal taste amazing and give you that warm, cozy feeling to start the day. But here's the twist, even these so-called natural sweeteners can be a wolf in sheep's clothing, especially when it comes to your long-term health. When you pour brown sugar or maple syrup over your morning oats, you might think you're making a better choice than piling on artificial sugars or syrups. After all, maple syrup is harvested from trees, and brown sugar feels less processed. But the reality is more complicated. Both of these sweeteners are still high on the glycemic index, meaning they cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly. This spike triggers a rush of insulin to bring your blood sugar back down, but often, it overshoots, leading to a quick crash. That crash doesn't just make you feel tired and irritable, it also leaves your body craving more sugar and carbs, creating a cycle that's tough to break. For seniors, this blood sugar roller coaster can be particularly harmful. Our bodies don't regulate blood sugar as efficiently as they did when we were younger. That means these sudden spikes and drops can increase the risk of developing insulin resistance, which is a major step toward type 2 diabetes. But it doesn't stop there. The inflammation triggered by blood sugar swings can quietly damage your arteries and heart over time, raising your risk of heart disease, the #1 health concern for many older adults in the U.S. Even beyond blood sugar and heart health, the frequent consumption of these sweeteners can affect your brain function. Research suggests that diets high in added sugars may contribute to cognitive decline and memory problems, conditions that become more concerning as we age. So that sweet topping that feels like a treat could actually be stealing your mental sharpness without you realizing it. Another thing to consider is how these sweeteners affect your weight. Brown sugar and maple syrup add empty calories with very little nutritional value. Over time, these extra calories add up, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight or lose stubborn pounds. That's a big deal for seniors who want to stay active, avoid joint pain, and preserve muscle strength. Now, here's the tricky part. Because brown sugar and maple syrup feel natural, many people don't realize how often they're consuming more than they should. It's easy to underestimate just how much sugar you're pouring onto your oatmeal. And when you pair these sweeteners with other sugary breakfast items, the total daily sugar load can skyrocket, leading to serious health consequences. But don't lose hope. Knowing the truth about these sweet add-ins empowers you to make smarter choices without sacrificing flavor. There are ways to sweeten your oats naturally, using the subtle sweetness of fresh fruit, cinnamon, or a small sprinkle of nuts to satisfy that craving without sending your blood sugar on a wild ride. And soon, we'll explore exactly how you can transform your oatmeal into a powerhouse breakfast that fuels your body, protects your heart, and keeps your brain sharp. So next time you reach for that brown sugar or maple syrup, remember, it might be sweet, but it's not always sweet to your body. Let's keep uncovering these breakfast secrets together. Number 3. Dried fruits, like raisins or dried cranberries. What if the handful of dried fruits you sprinkle on your morning oatmeal is doing way more harm than good? You might be surprised to learn that those colorful raisins, dried cranberries, or apricots, often seen as a healthy, natural topping, could be secretly sabotaging your energy, blood sugar, and even your waistline. It sounds counterintuitive, right? After all, fruit is fruit, and dried fruit just seems like a convenient, wholesome way to add sweetness and nutrients to your breakfast. But the reality is far more complicated, and it's something almost no one talks about. When fruit is dried, it loses its water content, concentrating not only its natural sugars but often also the added sugars that come from processing. That means what looks like a small handful of raisins can pack as much sugar as a candy bar. Many commercial dried fruits are coated with extra sugar to keep them sweet and appealing, especially those bright, sticky cranberries you see in stores. This sugar coating is rarely mentioned on the front of packaging, and many people assume dried fruits are always a healthy choice. But in truth, this hidden sugar can cause a rapid spike in your blood glucose levels, leading to energy crashes and sugar cravings later in the day. For seniors, these sugar surges can be particularly dangerous. As our metabolism slows and insulin sensitivity decreases with age, our bodies struggle to handle sudden bursts of sugar. This puts seniors at greater risk for type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular problems. When you start your day with a sugary topping like dried fruit, you're unknowingly setting the stage for these issues to develop or worsen. What feels like a sweet treat could be silently increasing inflammation in your body, contributing to joint pain, memory fog, and other age-related health challenges. But there's more. The sticky nature of dried fruit means it tends to cling to your teeth longer than fresh fruit, raising your risk of tooth decay, a concern especially important for older adults who may already face dental issues. That's another hidden downside that rarely gets discussed when dried fruit is hailed as a superfood. On top of all this, the concentrated sugars in dried fruits can quietly contribute to unwanted weight gain. Because the sugar is so dense and easy to consume in large amounts without realizing it. Calories add up fast, and for many seniors, maintaining a healthy weight is key to preserving mobility, reducing joint stress, and staying independent. Overindulging in dried fruits can make this much harder, despite their healthy reputation. Now, this doesn't mean you have to avoid dried fruit entirely. The key lies in understanding the difference between fresh and dried, checking labels carefully, and being mindful of portion sizes. Instead of grabbing a sugary, processed version, consider adding fresh berries or small amounts of unsweetened dried fruit to your oatmeal. These choices provide natural sweetness without the harmful sugar spikes and added calories. And here's the exciting part. There are so many delicious ways to make your oatmeal sweet and satisfying without relying on dried fruits that may be doing more harm than good. Whether it's a sprinkle of cinnamon, a handful of nuts, or fresh fruit, you can create a breakfast bowl that supports your energy, weight, and overall health. Before we move on to the next breakfast secret, I want to take a moment to thank you. Your like, share, and subscription truly inspire me to make the next video. I sincerely appreciate your love and support. If this gave you a new perspective on a simple ingredient you thought was healthy, stick around because we're just getting started uncovering the hidden dangers in your breakfast bowl. Number 4. Fat-free or flavored yogurt add-ins. Ever grabbed a spoonful of yogurt to mix into your oatmeal thinking you're making a healthy upgrade, only to wonder why your tummy feels off or why you're still hungry soon after? It turns out that adding fat-free or flavored yogurts might be one of those sneaky breakfast moves that seem good on the surface but could actually be working against your health goals, especially as we get older. You see, these yogurts often come dressed up in tempting flavors like strawberry swirl or vanilla bean, promising a creamy, guilt-free boost to your morning oats. The idea sounds perfect, right? Low fat, delicious taste, and a bit of extra protein to keep you satisfied. But beneath those appealing labels, many of these yogurts hide a secret. They're loaded with sugar and thickening agents designed to replace the richness lost when fat is removed. Why does that matter? Well, when the fat is stripped out, manufacturers often compensate by adding extra sugar and artificial ingredients to keep the taste enjoyable. This means that your healthy fat-free yogurt may pack as much sugar as a candy bar. That sugar doesn't just cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, which can zap your energy and leave you craving more sweets. It also fuels inflammation, something you definitely want to avoid if you're aiming for heart health and joint comfort. But the story doesn't end with sugar. Many flavored yogurts contain thickeners and stabilizers like carrageenan or modified starches, ingredients that help maintain texture and shelf life but can wreak havoc on sensitive digestive systems. For seniors, who often face digestive challenges like bloating, gas, or irregularity, these additives can make those issues worse. You might find yourself feeling uncomfortable after breakfast or experiencing unpredictable digestion that impacts your day. Another factor to consider is how these additives might interfere with your body's ability to absorb key nutrients. Healthy fats in yogurt help your body take in fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. When you choose fat-free options loaded with sugar instead, you lose out on this benefit, potentially affecting everything from your immune function to bone health, areas that become especially important as we age. Now, some might think, okay, but isn't yogurt good for probiotics and gut health? That's true, but only if you're picking the right kind. Plain, full-fat yogurt with live cultures can support a healthy gut flora and provide steady energy. The problem is when we fall for the flavored, fat-free versions marketed heavily as light or diet options. They often deliver more harm than help. If you're craving a creamy boost to your oatmeal, there are better choices that won't leave you feeling bloated or sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Think about plain Greek yogurt, which is higher in protein and lower in sugar. Or adding a small dollop of full-fat yogurt if your digestion tolerates it well. You can always sweeten naturally with fresh fruit or a sprinkle of cinnamon to keep things flavorful without the hidden dangers. So next time you reach for that flavored, fat-free yogurt, pause and think twice. Your gut, your energy, and your heart will thank you for making smarter, cleaner choices. Let's keep uncovering these breakfast truths together. Number 5. Granola toppings. Have you ever reached for a handful of crunchy granola to sprinkle over your morning oatmeal, thinking you're adding a healthy, satisfying crunch, only to wonder why your cholesterol numbers aren't improving or why your joints feel achier than usual? It might surprise you to learn that this seemingly innocent breakfast staple could be quietly sabotaging your heart health and making inflammation worse, especially as you get older. Granola has built a reputation as a superfood topping, packed with nuts, oats, and sometimes even dried fruit. It sounds like the perfect way to boost your oatmeal's flavor and texture. But here's the catch: most store-bought granola is packed with hidden oils and sugars that could be doing more harm than good. Those crunchy clusters might be loaded with refined oils that contain trans fats or inflammatory omega-6 fats, which are known to raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, and fuel chronic inflammation, the silent enemy behind heart disease, arthritis, and many age-related conditions. For seniors, these hidden fats in granola can hit especially hard. As the body ages, inflammation tends to increase naturally, making it even more important to avoid foods that fan the flames. Consuming granola with these unhealthy fats regularly can contribute to stiff joints, slower recovery times, and even increase your risk of heart problems. It's a sneaky way that what seems like a healthy breakfast addition can actually work against your goals of feeling strong, mobile, and vibrant. Sugar is another villain hiding in many granola brands. To achieve that perfect golden crunch and sweet flavor, manufacturers often add sugar syrups or honey in quantities that can rival a candy bar. This sugar not only adds empty calories but can cause those dreaded blood sugar spikes and crashes, leaving you tired and craving more sweets just hours after breakfast. For anyone mindful of their weight, energy levels, or blood sugar control, especially seniors, this is a big red flag. And if that's not enough, the portion sizes people typically eat often go way beyond what's recommended. A small handful feels like just a little treat, but in reality, it can be a calorie bomb loaded with fats and sugars, quietly adding up day after day. This can derail your efforts to maintain a healthy weight or reduce cholesterol naturally. But here's the good news. Granola doesn't have to be the enemy. When you understand what's inside those crunchy clusters, you can make smarter choices that keep the satisfying crunch and flavor without the hidden dangers. Look for granolas made with wholesome nuts, seeds, and natural sweeteners, preferably low in added oils and sugars. Or better yet, try making your own granola at home, so you control exactly what goes in. Imagine biting into a bowl of oatmeal topped with crunchy goodness that nourishes your heart, supports your joints, and keeps your energy steady all morning. That's the kind of breakfast power you deserve. It's about swapping the hidden bad stuff for real, wholesome ingredients that fuel your body the right way. Number 6. Artificial sweeteners, like sucralose or aspartame. Have you ever wondered if those tiny packets of artificial sweeteners you toss into your oatmeal are really as harmless as they seem? They promise sweetness without the calories, a dream come true, right? But what if those little white crystals or drops are actually messing with your metabolism, cravings, and overall health in ways you never imagined? It might sound like a conspiracy, but the truth behind artificial sweeteners is far more complicated, and especially important for anyone trying to stay healthy as they age. Artificial sweeteners like sucralose or aspartame are everywhere these days. They're in diet sodas, sugar-free gum, and, yes, even in some breakfast foods. They're marketed as the perfect solution for cutting calories while still satisfying your sweet tooth. But here's the catch: while these sweeteners don't add sugar or calories, they may not be sugar-free in their effects on your body. Research shows that artificial sweeteners can confuse the brain's natural ability to regulate appetite. When your taste buds signal sweetness without the usual calorie load that comes with sugar, your brain can get mixed messages. This disconnect might lead to increased cravings for sugary or high-calorie foods later in the day, making it harder to stick to healthy eating habits. It's like tricking your body into wanting more without ever feeling truly satisfied. For seniors, who often face challenges with maintaining stable blood sugar and managing weight, this can be especially problematic. Artificial sweeteners may impact insulin sensitivity and gut health, two critical factors for aging bodies. Some studies suggest they can alter the balance of gut bacteria, which plays a huge role in digestion, immune function, and even mood regulation. If your gut flora is off, you might experience bloating, sluggishness, or unexpected weight gain, all things you definitely want to avoid. Another surprising effect is that these sweeteners might contribute to increased inflammation, the root cause of many chronic diseases common in older adults, such as heart disease, arthritis, and cognitive decline. So while you might think you're making a smart swap by avoiding sugar, you could be fueling hidden inflammation that silently damages your body over time. And let's not forget about the psychological aspect. When people use artificial sweeteners, they often feel licensed to eat more of other foods, thinking they've saved calories. This can unintentionally lead to overeating, undoing any benefits the sweeteners were supposed to provide. It's a cycle that's tough to break once it starts. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to avoid all sweet tastes or enjoy bland oatmeal. The key is understanding what you're putting into your body and how it truly affects you. There are natural, satisfying ways to add sweetness that won't trick your brain or upset your gut. Fresh fruit, a touch of real honey, or spices like cinnamon and nutmeg can make your breakfast delicious without the downsides. Number 7. Too much peanut butter. Have you ever stopped to think that your beloved spoonful of peanut butter mixed into oatmeal might be quietly working against your health goals? It's easy to see peanut butter as a wholesome, protein-packed hero that adds creaminess and flavor to your breakfast. But here's the surprising twist: not all peanut butter is created equal, and the kind you're probably using could be loaded with hidden sugars and unhealthy fats that sneak in extra calories and even harm your heart. Most of the peanut butter brands on supermarket shelves are far from the pure, natural spread you might imagine. Many contain added sugars to enhance flavor, and worse, they often include hydrogenated oils, those sneaky trans fats that can raise your bad cholesterol and lower the good. For seniors especially, this combination is a silent threat, increasing the risk of heart disease and inflammation, conditions that become more pressing with age. Even if you're watching your weight, a generous scoop of peanut butter with added sugars and oils can add more calories than you realize. Because it's creamy and satisfying, it's easy to overdo it without noticing. Over time, those extra calories quietly accumulate, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight or lose stubborn pounds. And when weight creeps up, it puts extra strain on joints and muscles, which can reduce mobility and overall quality of life. There's also the digestion factor to consider. If your peanut butter includes hydrogenated oils and additives, it can make your digestive system work harder, leading to bloating or discomfort, something no one wants to start their day with. For seniors, whose digestive efficiency may already be slowing, this can become an unwelcome issue. Now, you might be wondering if natural or homemade peanut butter is a better choice. Absolutely. Pure peanut butter, made from just peanuts and maybe a pinch of salt, offers healthy fats, protein, and fiber, all great for sustained energy and muscle maintenance. The difference is huge, and once you taste the creamy, nutty richness of real peanut butter, you might never want to go back to the processed stuff. The key is learning to read labels and choosing peanut butter that truly supports your health instead of secretly sabotaging it. By swapping out the sugary, oily versions for clean, simple alternatives, you give your body a powerful ally in your breakfast bowl. Your heart, waistline, and digestion will all thank you. Conclusion: if you found even a little value in uncovering these hidden breakfast dangers, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which surprise did you find most eye-opening? Have you ever caught yourself adding any of these sneaky ingredients to your oatmeal? Sharing your experience could help others rethink their morning habits too. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Your feedback truly inspires me to create more videos that help you live healthier and stronger. Don't forget to like, share this video with friends and family, and subscribe for more honest health tips. Your support means the world.